That's the truth. Bob, if I may, in the interest in trying to bring resolution to this matter, get us moving towards getting pay raises implemented in a timely fashion, with the noted changes to the time frame, 90, 60 days, obviously we need to work on some language for a strike panel. We need to clarify what dissatisfied needs in 23.9. We would be willing to extend the 5% to the candidates. It's certainly not worth the contract.
I agree. We do need to define what dissatisfaction is, and Joel pointed something out during the caucus. A sentence in 23.6, when we made our proposal with the back pay, going back 120 days, we did not put the sentence, "What may not substitute his judgment for that of the city as to the discipline imposed."
That's our language.
Right. And it's something we've not seen before today. Well, yesterday. As you probably have surmised, that substantially waters down the purpose of an upgrade, because there may be a situation where Joe, the police officer, is accused of violating policy X. The city terminates him. We take it arbitration, and the arbitrator finds that indeed there's just cause to support the finding that he violated policy X. And the city, at the same time, within 6 months, a year, 2 years of that very same termination of police officer Joe, suspended officers for the same violation, suspended for 10 days, 15 days, what have you. And there's just a dissimulator being discipline given to the officer. And that's something we'd like the arbitrator to be able to examine. Is this too severe? Because certainly, not that we suspect this will happen in the city of Longwood, which here there's all sunshine and bunny rabbits, but there's always a possibility that an employee may be deemed undesirable because of some personality conflict, perhaps because they're a union rabble-rouser, for whatever the reason.
The case,
Josh. But that employee could be taken farther up the discipline tree than his coworkers, and that's certainly something we want the arbitrator to take a look at. We want there to be a level playing field in terms of the position of discipline. So that language does cause me heartburn. Is there any flexibility that we can show that?
I think we're trying to get to a resolution here today. I think if we can reach an agreement that all these other items we have a tentative agreement on, and we can go back, we need to clarify the dissatisfied. We need to provide that language. I think we're amenable to possibly striking it. But again, we want to resolve this. Because based upon budget time, travel schedules, vacation schedules, we leave here today. It's likely going to be late August before we get back to the table. If not, early September.
Not in my part, but
No, I'm in crunch time negotiations with our places, but I don't think this should be a long process. I think if we, like you say, with dissatisfaction, when we define dissatisfaction, you strike that sentence from 23.6, add 5% K9. If you're not going to budge off the longevity issue, and I have a feeling you won't, I know your commissioners won't, we can package this thing up for a vote.
Tell me which language you want for the wage.
I think we had two different things said about the dissatisfaction. You were looking at new language, defining it, and you were saying strike it. So I want to make sure we're on the
We're not
same.
striking dissatisfaction.
We're going to further define it.
We're going to define it further. I think they're talking about striking the language in 23.6.
Yeah, I got that.
well, let's talk about the trouble is that I was hoping you were going to work with the proposal we gave you on June 8th.
We have.
But what I'm saying is, I'm sorry I misstated, I was hoping you would essentially redline that. But now I'm looking back at your April 30th proposal, and there's something, that you may have mentioned this here in the last hour, but Article 12 on sick leave, it refers to the CPPs, which of course aren't in existence yet.
Right.
And we had, that seems to me to be, no offense intended, a little nonsensical.
Not taking it. That's,
Go ahead.
That's what I was indicating to you, based upon our meeting of June 8th, Article 5, we agreed to the status quo. The next draft that we present, based upon us agreeing to this principle, will have Article 5 as status quo in the now expired agreement. Same thing with Article 12.
Okay, maybe you did say that. I'm sorry. I just
So,
tuned out for whatever.
other than if you recall in Article 12, there's a group of employees that are listed there. Some are no longer employed with the city,
Right.
some are no longer covered by the collective bargaining agreement. Jim Wood, actually, that's listed in there. It's still here. Same thing with Article 22. My notes indicate that we agree tentatively to the now expired agreement. 23, we accept your proposal, obviously, with our current proposed language.
I'm sorry, what did you say about Article 22?
Status quo.
Status quo.
Those are the notes that I had compiled from our June 8th.
Article 23 gets substituted. Now, let's talk about the second page under G of your July 7th letter. What I would like to see happen is something along the lines of the following. Let's assume that for whatever reason the raises in years 2 and 3 don't happen. And we reopen wages. We're willing to consider the city being able to reopen an article, but we're not entirely comfortable with that condition existing along with the language of 23.9. That is the one dealing with essentially being dissatisfied with arbitration. So I can see it. You could certainly get what you want. In the event in years 2 and 3 we don't get our wage increase, your one article could be arbitration. And our one article could be wages. Now, I'm not vetted this yet with my brothers in blue here, but what's your thought on that?
I think we're not negotiable. I think, my marching orders were pretty clear. Come back to the table here today. I had some latitude that was granted to me. I've given you that latitude here with striking of the language, with the increase to K-9s. At that point, the commission is not willing to entertain another executive session. We can just conclude. I'll come over and we'll start the process.
Well, it certainly seems like it's not the spirit of good faith. Everything is supposed to be a horse trade, and you're supposed to have somebody at this table with full power to negotiate, not without need to go back to some other master.
I think I've been here negotiating.
Well, you're having to go back to, it seems like you don't have the full power to negotiate with the show.
No, I do. I have the full power, but I'm telling you we're done at that point. I mean, we came to the table, we showed our cards. And we're here.
So just so I'm clear, where's your flexibility? You're willing to offer the 5% to the K-9. You're willing to strike through the language in 23.6, I believe it is, dealing with limiting the power of the arbitrator.
Yep. We're going to go back and provide clarification of the dissatisfied. I need you to tell me if you're comfortable with the language as originally proposed in the April 30th letter relating to the 3% wage increases going forward. I think if you want to limit it to the city gets to reopen one article and you get to reopen one article, we're not unreasonable in that respect and saying that we would consider that. And that was the last thing that was said, but I think it's
that's the best we can do right now. We need to put our thinking caps on for satisfaction of 23.9. We're gonna go, when we go back to the members, the sentence from 23.6 is removed, correct?
We'll strike.
And you'll be able to provide, at least something for us to look at in terms of a proposed agreement. Here the
Absolutely.
next day or so.
Yeah, I will forward the red line that I have off and get that done. Actually, isn't it? Hold on a second. Yeah. We'll strike, shall determine whether just cause for discipline exists, but not substitute his judgment for that. Obviously, as the discipline imposed.
I think shall determine whether just cause for discipline exists is already in the contract, correct?
No. Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Yes.
From the
It
word,
is.
from the word but to impose.
Okay. So we'll strike that.
And if I will work on some language dealing with the striking of the panel, and if no go on the arbitrator, then what? And I can, or if you want to, I guess we don't change that now.
I'll get a hold of him.
Okay.
I'll get
All right.
a hold of him. If you want me to have him call you directly for, I mean, I can do
Sure.
that. Just so I'm clear before we leave the table, are we sticking with the original language of April 30th relating to subsequent years increases? Or are you going with the fund balance?
Based on the 10%?
No, the original language. G, the non-bolded, non-italicized. Is we sticking with that one, or are we going with the fund balance?
Well, that's something that we need to, we've discussed the reserve fund issue. We haven't discussed the comparison with the letter G report. So that's something that we can do. Can you identify which articles you believe relate to economic cost? I mean, honestly, wages and insurance.
Wages, insurance, leave. Special assignments, overtime, holidays. Have to go back and look at specifics in a lot of these.
Well, let me ask you something. Go ahead.
I've never seen a paragraph like this before. This is almost like, if you dare to question anything about wages, we can come back at you, open up all these articles.
It says if the city commission fails to approve a 3% wage increase on or before August 1st, or on or before August 1st, 2016, the union can reopen section 30.2. So if the city commission, when I present my budget on July 27th, and I have 5% in there, and they say, "Yeah, we think that's too much for whatever reason. We only want to do 2%. That's the trigger for you to open up the articles.
We open the article. The city may reopen any and all articles or sections of the contract related to economic costs, which means if we move towards an impasse, all those articles are open.
Which means they can open any article anytime they want, just by using that as the trigger. Nope, I'm not gonna give that raise.
You and I both know that doesn't change current provisions that are, we may be open, but that doesn't mean we can stop providing insurance, as an example. I mean, we can come back to the table and say, we think that our overhead costs related to insurance is a little bit too high. We need to charge the employee 50/50. No, we disagree, and obviously we know that we go through that process to describe that we don't reach a mutual agreement, we go through an impasse process. That still provides the employee's protection.
Joel's been to more impasses than I have.
And trust me, it's my desire to never go through one.
So once an article's open, and it goes to impasse, you guys can change the article.
Not till you go through the process.
Correct.
But you have to go through the impasse hearing, whether that be through a special magistrate, or whether that ultimately comes back with a recommendation before the city commission. I mean, that, Joel can certainly educate me on the process too, but I don't think that's a 30-day process.
No, it's a drawn-out
Yeah.
process, but
But it doesn't mean that we can change the provisions of the existing agreement while we go through that impasse.
I'm not worried about wow when you go for the impasse. I'm worried about it's the new commission. They can gavel the new language.
Wow, that's very true.
So,
Yeah.
you know, it's like getting a stay of execution, but you're gonna get hung one day whether you like it or not.
Well, I mean, the theory is that we would all reach that resolution before we got there.
Well, you have people you have to answer to in so way.
Yep.
So we need to talk to the people that we answer to.
I do think, though, that it's fair to say that the city realizes that they have a vested interest in keeping their employees happy and productive at work.
Well, if that's
I
the
don't
case, why
think-
haven't there been raises and gone
Well,
just
that's a very good question, but I'd rather you not point your finger at me when you ask it. I
I'll
wasn't
point
here.
at the sky.
I have not been here any of this
I
time.
could be
and
cruise
think
ship and
there
pound
is
my
a-
table with
A
you.
very good interest on the city's part to ratify that. Let's change that now. Let's rectify that situation. We
Well,
need to move forward.
You have people, we have people, and I'm a little surprised that the city's taking the Yellow Brick Road idea here when they're not provided raises in how long, Bob?
7 years.
7 years. The people at this table have received huge increases by any definition. Anyway,
Well-
I think we need to,
I mean, I think, points are made and well stated. Obviously, the city had its reasons for not providing those raises during the economic downturn, which we're also recovering from today. They're doing their best to recognize that, as noted from where we started in this process to where we've evolved to. In terms of the offer that's on the table. It's up to you if you want to take it.
but as I said, we need to speak to our people.
I need you
Yeah,
to tell me,
absolutely.
though, I mean, do you want me to work up a 3-year contract that has the original language as proposed from the 30th? And then you can take it to a ratification vote. If you want to talk to those folks now, we can certainly, again, give you, some opportunity to speak.
We have, how many people in the bargaining unit, Bob?
I think it's 42.
That ain't 42.
No.
You're asking us if we accept G or the underlying version of the
Well, I think the word accept is the right way to use it.
Or tentatively.
Tentatively. If you'll, I think, if you will prepare a complete agreement or proposal that incorporates the language in the July 7th letter dealing with the 20% reserve balance, you will consider it.
The fundamentals.
Correct.
All right. I will also include in the agreement the special assignment pay for canines. I will also strike the language as we discussed in 23.6. Reynolds contact you about language for striking panel, alternate panel. as
Right.
well. clarify what dissatisfied is. That's how my notes read. Is that correct?
I'd like to see 23.9 disappear altogether.
We'd like to go back to the original proposal for arbitration altogether.
Well, if you think about it, after August 1st, you've got your second year's wages in there. You literally only have, what, 400 days before the end of the contract in the year 3. You guys could live without 23.9, and you haven't had an arbitration in 14 years. Getting ready to get rid of some employees? huh?
No, not at all. Not at all. No.
Forgive us, we're not being paranoid.
Yeah,
Our
I
lives are
agree.
built to be paranoid,
And-
we're usually right.
And we've started out paranoid and we've conceded. So,
Well, we will certainly run up the flagpole and get back to them.
okay.
Who's going to decide what the satisfaction is, you or Reynolds now?
I'm going to get Reynolds to work on that while he's in conversation with Joe. Is that fair? You good?
We meet again next week. I trust you'll have this ready for us.
I will send it out today. I don't know what your schedule availability is. I believe Reynolds will be back at the end of this week. So, I'd actually, to be honest with you, if we need to come back together, I just need to have him come over.
That's fine.
And if it looks like your group's not going to accept it, then
Sure. Well, I certainly hope that what little spirit of good faith we've had in being able to play on, and we can reach an agreement. I'm a little bothered by the fact that the real negotiation really only began several weeks ago, and now it's kind of it's beginning to fade, at least according to my perception. After years of getting nowhere, we finally start to show some traction, but then the attraction is kind of short-lived. But
I think we would disagree on this side of the table.
I'm
But
sure
hey,
you would.
we have to
But,
agree to disagree at some point.
Right. So we'll just send it to us. We'll get back to you. I'll see. We can get back together again and try to fast track.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you want to?
Yes.